Hello and welcome back to another Casual Night Chit Chat show. Now I did went a little bit, not say radio silence, but I took a break, a much needed break per se, and oh boy, I'm still under the weather. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's not good. But the break is kind of needed anyway, so that's that. And oh boy, came back first thing on the stream, and what do we get? Woohoo! And interesting news. Now, before I'm gonna do anything about it, I just realized where is my overlay? That's not cool. My whole overlay is missing right now. Give me a sec. It is missing. Okay, good. That's not good. That is not good. So let me change a few small little things. Wow, my whole entire overlay is gone. And that is what I get for being away for 2 weeks. Okay, so be it. All right, so be it. And let's see. I need to fix this thing right now. Yep, everything is missing. Everything is missing, including my Twitch chat and whatnot. So basically, everything is gone-ish. Actually, I did not know, okay, before I started. All right, so let's make it simple, quick, simple, and easy. I'm gonna redo a little bit, and then we're gonna go a little bit on game dev. We got lots of things to talk about tonight. Tonight's topic is live game service. And of course, to kick things off, Highguard is closing down. Who would have thought? And I tried my very best to give them a chance to, bounce back a little bit. But hey, that's it. That's really it. It's bad, in my opinion. Right? No matter how you see it, it is super, super bad. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna need a new window capture. Yeah, I'm gonna fix this live, okay? And at the same time, we're gonna talk a little bit as well. So it is bad. It is upsetting, and dang it, I kind of need my stream elements to work. You know what? I'm not gonna do it on stream. Unfortunately, this is one small kerfuffle. Okay, so let's talk about live service. Let's kick things off with this while I rebuild this window. And I'm gonna name this. Okay, so as we all know, as the news goes, officially the Highguard is closing down March 12th. Right? Not a good news, okay. And unfortunately, it's something, I won't say the writing's on the wall, but game dev in general, I'm gonna say it's gonna be tough. It's a very uphill battle for the year 2026. One of the main reasons is very straightforward. We are getting too much slop. Too much game slop. And another thing, right? Even though if your game is not a slop, right? And that next question is, which game do you want to play? And that is a problem because now every live service game, okay, before we go into that part, you can't play multiple games in one go unless it's a single, air quote, a single player game in general, because single player game is fast, okay? Simple, easy, straight to the point. Once you finish the story, done. Most single player game, personally, I would like to have at least 10 to 12 hours of entertainment, pure entertainment, I would say, okay? Not grinding. Grinding is not part of the equation. Unfortunately, the grinding does make certain games very it makes a grind. No, not grind, because I think I did say that previously. Grinding is okay-ish, but you don't want to over grind. You don't want to put people on the hamster wheel. I think that's the correct word. And in general, live service game, it's always a hamster wheel. It's a theme park and a hamster wheel, and nobody wants that after they played their first live service game. Okay, because the next part of a live service game in general, it's usually a social game where they just meet up with friends, have some fun, and call it a night. or day or something like that. And if you're gonna spend more than not say personally, okay, this is actually no, it is personally, in my opinion. Okay, not personally, in my opinion, spending more than 3 hours on a live service game is very, very draining. Okay, this is coming from a person who play World of Warcraft, ratings, MMORPG, all those stuff. Okay, it is very, very tiring. Usually, you want to spend like what, an hour, two at most. After that, you're done. Especially if you're playing a raid. Okay, I'm a big fan of raids, and having 3 hours of high intensity raiding, it really drains you out. Okay, you want to be as efficient as you can, and of course the first time you raid is going to take the most time because you want to learn the game mechanic and stuff. And yeah, so anyway, I'm derailing a little bit, but live service games usually goes along the line with MMORPG, which means there is a social aspect onto it. Remove the social aspect, the game is boring. And that goes to multiplayer PvP, right? And this is a big deal as well because a lot of PvP games lately demands your attention, like really, really demands your attention. Daily quests, you got events. Now, that is the problem. The problem is there's too many out there. It is very, very saturated. And people just want to pick a certain game and just grind, right? And that is the hamster wheel. Not everyone is built for the hamster wheel grinding after you remove the social aspect. If the social aspect is still in general, people don't mind, right? I'm going to say this straight. People don't mind playing live service game if the social aspect of the game is okay, it's not toxic, obviously. That's the first criteria. And of course, the next one is it's fun, right? They get to enjoy. And that's that. So, with that, let's take a look. Highguard to permanently shut down on March 12th. Wildlight to release one final update with new warden, a new weapon, skill tree, and more. So, why do you want to release a new one? Give it a last hurrah? Personally speaking, that's a wrong move. What you want to do is you want to convert Highguard into a much more solo friendly game. Straight up, right? That's the most easiest thing that everyone should be taking notes. If nobody is okay, on one hand, if nobody's playing your game, nobody's playing your game. All right, and of course you have to ask yourself, if nobody playing your game, obviously there are a few questions in mind. Is it fun? Are you rewarding the player? Are you wasting the player's time? Are you make basically waste? Are you wasting my time? Are you not respecting the time for me to play the game? Okay, and that's that. And if the game immediately shut down because you cannot find other player to play, obviously it's a PvP game. And in this case, unfortunately, in general, most PvP game, it's a, yeah, you know what? Once down is down. Nothing much you can do about it, in true honesty. So that's one sad thing about live service, right? Live service games in general that is PvP focused. Now, there are some live service game out there that is not PvP focused and people get to enjoy. That's totally fine. That's really, really good, all right? But in this case, no. Yeah, no. Can't do much. All right, let's read up a little bit more because I can go on and on and on. And of course, we can actually cherry pick like what games are you playing right now that is live service. All right, there's a handful. And Highguard unfortunately came out on the wrong time as well. I would say wrong time. I won't say wrong time. We're gonna see what are the competitors to Highguard in terms of PvP. All right, people that you have to play. No, technically it's a live service, but then again, I have some ideas of a like single player ish or single player friendly live service, but we're gonna take a look at that. Okay, since launch, more than 2 million players have stepped into Highguard's world. You shared feedback, created content, and many believe what we are building. No, and many that believe in what we were building. Haha. Okay, fair take. Despite the passion and hard work of our team, we are not able to build a sustainable player base to support the game long term. Servers will remain online until March 12th. Hope you will jump in one more time, show support, get these great final matches while we still can. You know what? They can do one more thing. Make it local. Local PvP, right? I can host a match, anyone can host a match. Done. Don't need servers. Do that. That's the only update they should be doing. In fact, actually, I will eat my words a little bit. Instead of making it solo playable, make it that you can host your own game, number one. If they have enough time, put at least some bots so that people can play. If they are, because some PvP games you don't really need player, personally speaking. Okay, yes, it's boring, but put some simple bots. You have definitely, not say definitely, okay, can I use the word definitely? But at this age, it's easier to implement a simple bot. It might not be the best bot to play with, but a simple bot that you can play along with. Think of the early days of Counter-Strike, okay? Before that, Counter-Strike don't have bots. And then after that, people just want to play Counter-Strike for the fun of it, right? Just for like 10, 20 minutes. Back then, it's a wild concept of playing a PvP game with bots. But they have it. They end up making it. You can play with bots. And to top it off, obviously, I cannot compare to Fortnite and other bigger, I would say, multiplayer game-esque, like Warzone. I'm not so sure about Apex has bots or not. If Apex has bots, there's no reason Highguard not to have. Okay, straight up. Straight up. Because I think I know Warzone has Fortnite 100%, right? That's a no-brainer. Because you just want people to just play the game without worrying about skill level. That was one of my previous jab or critic. No, I won't say jab, critic. Okay, and I would add this. Not every live service PvP MMORPG game is meant to be competitive, right? You should not focus or hyper focus on competitiveness. I obviously wanted some games to be I'm not saying jump into esport. Like some games I would love to be in the esport things. Like yes, I do have that vision or envision that hope. All right, wink wink brawlers. That is another game that I gave as much time as I can, play as much as I can, and that's it. It's just a player count. And that is a shame because nothing else I could do to fix that. Or not say nothing else I could do to fix that. Okay, wrong word. That's it. That's really, really it. Okay, that's really, really it. And it's a shame, right? It's a shame that not every single game that is made with air quote being the competitive game, the next esports game, will be the next esports game. Because this is how it works, okay? If you hyper focus on competitiveness, you are missing out the most important thing about games to begin with. The fundamental fun, the core fun of the game. Because why play multiplayer games? Because you just want to have fun with friends. You want to prove like I am better than you, right? And if the game is not fun to play with, why would I bother to play the game? So back to square one. And if my friend thinks this game is boring, why would I want to play the game? Because my friend is not playing. Then comes the whole entire, oh, you can play with everyone in the whole wide world. But it goes down to the same problem. If a lot of people don't think the game is fun, you get less player base. Straight up. Straight up. So it doesn't matter if the concept of the game is great for the team, if it's something that you love a lot, but if other people are, not enjoying it, that means the gameplay is too niche. Too niche. And that is I would say, the most important thing or the most important reason why certain games gets closed down. Not because the game follows the same fundamentals or the same game design. If the game is not fun, it doesn't feel fun. That's it. That's really, really it. It's a bit shame because I'm making a game. I totally understand why people are not playing my games. And I'm not, I wouldn't say, no. It is painful, right? It is painful, but you just gotta accept it, right? So that's that. Okay, let's see. Within minutes, game was dead on arrival. Creator now has rage bait content for a month. Now, see this part, it's a little bit painful. I would sympathize the game dev. Okay, if from the get go people don't like it, the first impression people don't like it, it's gonna be a uphill battle in general, and also that is because not because of the team. Okay, I don't blame the team for this. This part is completely different. Same goes to me. The reason why not many people play my game is that there are better. Okay, you have to be. I have to admit, there are better games out there to play, to spend time with, and that's about it. That's really it. Okay. Let's see. Turn into a joke for minute one. Yeah, you can't run away. If people don't feel it, people don't feel it. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Like, due to false assumption about $1 million ad placement. No, you know what? No, this can be one of the early reason, but it's not the main reason. Okay. Within minutes, it was decided the game was dead on arrival. Yeah, yeah. Comment section was flooded with copy paste memes. Concord 2, Titanfall 3 died for this. See, that's the thing. Why make it high guard when you can put your chips into one of the best, I would say, shooters out there that is unique, that can stand on its own, which is Titanfall. Let's take a look, right? Let's take a look at FPS because right now we have High Guard. The obvious. Let's start with the origin, the OG of OG stuff. So we have Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake. Right back then, there's only 3 shooters. Of course, we have later we have Duke Nukem, which I played a lot as well. We got Hexen, so we have a lot of Doom clones out there, which is cool, right? And then the next, I would say, the next iteration of shooters is Half-Life. All right, I'm going a bit quite back. So we have Half-Life, and Half-Life we have a. See, the thing is, Counter-Strike wasn't made as a game. It was made as a, all right, we are bored with free for all, team deathmatch, stuff like that. So let's make it a little bit more tactical. So it started, the life of Counter Strike started as a mod. And guess what? So goes with other popular games like Dota, started off as a mod. Even better, Team Fortress also kinda started as a mod. Kinda, right? The reason why I use kinda because Team Fortress 1, it's basically team deathmatch with a little objective, right? Not many people are keen into it, but Team Fortress 2, because they found out like, okay, Team Fortress 2 is one of those games out there that is, I would say, happens on the right time at the right place. Literally. It's phenomenal. Because Team Fortress 1 exists, not many people play. Team Fortress 2, boom, everything hits out of the gate. And that also, I would have to put a little bit of credit to, guess what? Counter-Strike. Because Counter-Strike offers the team deathmatch, the team tactical, but they want to be a little bit more fun instead of tacticality. So we have that. And then, okay, so Team Fortress 2 really kicked things off. We got Halo. Halo goes back to basic, right? Have some nice red versus blue. So that's back to team deathmatch and free for all. So goes back to the old school Doom and Quake, which is fast paced. And this is the fun bit. So Halo, obviously, you can't really, not say can't pick up a lot of weapons. You only have limited weapons at a certain time. And of course, that is where you do your trick shots and whatnot. Halo is the game that people remembers doing the fun trick shots and I would say a little bit more competitive PvP. That's right. All the smack talk all came from Halo. Because Halo basically opens up a lot of not say opens up a lot. Halo basically opens up home entertainment. Yes, on Xbox, right? Xbox Live to be precise. So then it is a fun thing because your friends are also online. You are playing with your friends, and then you smack talk with your friends. And of course, they open up lobby. That's where you got your Call of Duty. So Call of Duty basically makes more of this arcadey shooting a little bit more accessible. And then of course you get Battlefield as well. Now not all battlefields are created equal. Battlefields follows the number one core principle that they have always been following, and that is massive destruction and always in, or not say always in, no downtime. All right, that's what I'm called. That's what I'm saying. You are always you can always play anytime, right? You can play anytime you like, not I won't say anywhere, anytime you like. All right, so and the main attraction is big booms, right? Big boom boom pows, and that's it. And then we get a little bit now, we get Overwatch. Now, Overwatch was the next iteration of team shooting. So we have Counter-Strike, tactical shooting. We have fun arcadey team deathmatch, Team Fortress 2 in general. And of course, Team Fortress 2 has classes. Alright, so obviously Overwatch took some notes on the classes stuff, and they decided let's make it a little bit more. And of course, Overwatch, I cannot use 2, right? Overwatch was created under Blizzard. And guess what? Blizzard is known as World of Warcraft. Well, before World of Warcraft is Warcraft. However, World of Warcraft literally puts them in the main spotlight as the live service game. And of course, the amount of, not say creativity, but the amount of people that can create a lot of cool characters is in Blizzard in general. So Overwatch was born. It was an easy transition from Blizzard. And of course, there are stories as well. The fun story is Overwatch is technically a salvage shooter from a first-person shooter project, straight up. All right, so it takes a few iterations. Overwatch is also another game that was lucky because people are becoming a little bit more competitive. Like, all right, let's play rank. Let's see, are you the number one X hero? And that is also stems from World of Warcraft type of crowd. All right, I'm the best paladin in the server, best this in the server. All right, so naturally, it's a natural progression. And next, you know what? After Overwatch, you get PUBG, basically, what do you call this? Battle Arena and whatnot. No, Battle Royale. I want to say Battlefield, but no, it's Battle Royale. Now, before we go to Battle Royale, obviously PUBG is the first one that makes it popular, that genre. And then Fortnite realized that that is the next best avenue of attention. I would say attention, but the next avenue of attention. That's why Fortnite went from saving the world to Fortnite Battle Royale, straight up. And they have stuck ever since then. Fortnite's formula is very simple. Make it as accessible as they can. And now, or rather halfway, they have enough money. They raise enough money by doing Battle Pass. And guess what? Fortnite started the whole Battle Pass thingy. Oh boy. And skin selling, microtransaction. Ooh, I still don't like it, okay? But because Fortnite is free, I would say, okay, fair enough-ish. Anyway, so that's what they had started. And of course, as the years go by, Fortnite is also another game that was lucky that they managed to do a turnover. Because Saving the World was okay-ish. In my opinion, I still like it. But as it goes deeper, or like as you progress, it becomes a little bit boring-ish. Right? The gameplay, it's not about the gameplay. It's just the grinding is too tedious. And back to the original problem, right? If the game is too grindy, nobody wants to play. Simple, very simple as that. All right, if it's too grindy, okay. And then Fortnite came, Battle Royale. We got events, in-game events, so you got stuff to do. That's where the daily quest, everything comes in. Whew. And that's it. That it hits to a point whereby if you realize, none of these games are made to be competitive in general to begin with. They are not going straight into the game and says, hey, this is going to be a competitive game. No. Apex Legend obviously comes from Titanfall. Titanfall was the next best fresh, I would say, shooters. So if you take a look at shooters, there's only a handful of shooters that are considered fresh, and then the rest is like half clone-ish. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit more newer because we have a lot of things if I want to cover up. And today I have one game dev portion that I want to, not to say announce, but I want to keep it on record. And that's that. And let's see. So we have, let's start with Gears of War. Okay, so after Halo, there was a drought of okay shooters, right? The only thing nice about shooters in general is just the graphics and whatnot. Gears of War, oh boy, Gears of War changes a lot of things, right? Cover shooter, right? Introduce an extra mechanic, third-person cover shooter. Love it, right? Love it. And after that, we got a few small, not say spin-off, but similar that still maintains. So Gears of War obviously is more futuristic, more sci-fi, fantasy-ish. Then we get a little bit more realistic and tactical. That's where you get Rainbow Six, right? So obviously, I'm gonna say Rainbow Six Vegas was the game that I love to play. And of course, Rainbow Six Siege is nice, but Rainbow Six Siege goes back to the core mechanic, which is the tactical versus tactical. It was the natural progression to Counter-Strike, in my opinion. And they have classes, but the classes is a little bit more grounded, right? It's not too far off. So we have Rainbow Six Siege, and of course we have the Division. Now the Division 1, love it, right? Love the Division 1. Division 2 was great, but it kind of falls off a little bit. Unfortunately, these are season, I'm not say seasonal games. They are kind of seasonal game. Unfortunately, again, like the Division, it's now the Division stands out a little bit being a online and not MMO, right? An online live service shooter, but you can play the game solo. So that's the key thing. The reason why the Division is still okay, in my opinion, is you can play solo, even though it requires online air quote. So that's that. That's very simple. Of course, Titanfall. Titanfall was literally the sci-fi game if you want to pilot mech. Straight up, there is one or two indie game that I'm paying attention that is very similar to Titanfall, but people are itching for Titanfall. The next Titanfall, we have one, you have two, very nice stories and everything. And instead of making something like Apex Legend, but then again, Apex Legends introduced the concept of having a team battle royale in a way, and it's not your typical like four person in a team, not duo, not it's trio. Okay, so the reason why Apex Legend kicked things off easily is because people like the high mobility, high mobility, vertical, I won't say vertical scalability, the vertical battlefield style. And guess what? The reason why they like this game, for those who started playing Apex Legends, those are the Titanfall players. Straight up, right? Straight up Titanfall players. Of course, as the game progresses, you get more players coming in, and then of course we have more dedicated shooter-based players, which always want to play the next best shooter game. And guess what? The next best shooter game right now is an extraction shooter. And guess where the extraction shooter comes from? The Division. The Division was the first one that offers, all right, we have a zone, a PvP zone, where you can do extraction. That was the first time I am introduced to the genre of extraction shooter. And now everybody wants to do extraction shooters. Which is, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. But guess what? A lot of all this multiplayer, I would say extra multiplayer function, feature, and gameplay loop, it all stems down to the core principle. It all started as a simple multiplayer. That's right. And that simple multiplayer has already a single player game to build on it. Because if you look at a lot of the games that I've been telling, yeah, basically they got everything there. Oh, and I just remembered one thing. Okay, I already stopped playing the game because I've been yapping without showing. Ah, that's my fault. All right, that's my fault. I've been yapping without showing. All right, let me switch this. I've been yapping. Where is my Unity game? Hmm. Okay, not here. All right, so I have this guy. Why the other part is not showing? Yeah, I'm supposed to show that. Okay, so that's why I want to put it up. All right, a lot of games started off as a single player feature and a simple multiplayer feature. That is the key thing for a lot of these games that starts off. And not saying there's no shortcuts. Some games are lucky, like PUBG was lucky that straight away people wants to play multiplayer, like big, not big, like you don't need a single player story, straight to go in, shoot, pew pew pew. Arc Raiders also same thing as well. Go in straight away, pew 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 pew. Because there is another PvEVP extraction shooters out there that failed. Unfortunately, I've forgotten the title of it. It's a Ubisoft game if I'm not mistaken. But like I said, it's done. It's gone. So High Guard, unfortunately, that's the problem. It's a decent. Actually, the game mechanic is, you know what? It's interesting. Could expand on it, but this type of game mechanic, I think it's in its time, in its polishing, in its time. I have to say it. Okay, it feels the concept is there. I understand what they want to do, but not everyone likes it. I have nothing. I could not say anything else. So that's it. And it's a shame. It's really a shame. I have nothing else I can add on. Yeah, straight up. Okay, let's see if I can fix this. Nope. Yeah, I have to fix all these things. It's a shame. Okay. That's the reason why I created a overlay for my game, using my game instead. And hopefully this will be useful in the future. Yeah, I really do. I really do hope this is useful in the future. Okay. Let's see where we are right now. All right, everything is good. Everything is great. Yeah, actually back to square one as well. You can't really see the screen. Yeah, looks like this. So that's bad. And with that, I need to turn off. Yeah, I need to turn it off. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. All right, sweet. So with that, that's High Guard in general. Like, I wish they can and you know what they should. They should make this as a single player esque, right? Introduce the concept on all this rating and stuff, and then make it a bit more single player friendly, and that is having bots, and then that's it. That's really it. The closest thing I can think of for High Guard is make it more Battlefield esque, right? Lots of people are in it, and overhaul the raid mechanic. Overhaul the raid mechanic to be attack and defense. Sure, if you want to do attack defense at the same time, but make it as a team push. Yeah, that's it. That's really it. And yeah, that's all I can say for High Guard. Just step one, switch it into single player mode, right? The easiest one they can do right now, add bots. Forget about the new warden and whatnot. Add bots first. Add bots so that people just want to jump in and have some fun. Heck, I would even say once you add bots, even you don't want to let people to host their own lobby. No, hosting the lobby is actually a power move for High Guard right now. The best move. Make it so that people can host their own game and put bots. Two things, all right, two things. This is going to be the power move for Highguard or for Wildlight. Sure, it will take a little bit more resources to do it, I have to admit, and that's it. That's it. After that, if the next natural progression, I would say, is once you overhaul the game, you obviously you cannot make it free to play. No, all right. This is the part where I would say, okay, it's fair enough to charge some money for it. Okay, provided they allow you to host. If you still need to depend on a live server, yeah, no. It comes with two very important criteria, right? Allow you to host and you can play with bots. Then they can charge. Then I think most people will not make a big fuss. Yes, people will still complain. People will complain at the end of the day. But you give people who wants to enjoy and play Highguard the chance to play. Yeah, that's it. That's really, really it. And then you don't need to maintain servers in general. You just let people host. Heck, you can even have your own smaller public server, right? And then you can let people host their own private server lobby, not server, lobby. All right. So that's the only thing that I can think of that Highguard could take. Even if I remain 3v3, 5v5, right? Let's be honest, 5v5 is where the fun is, right? 3v3 is too sweaty. 3v3v3 maybe, but 5v5, 6v6, I would say 12 versus 12 as well, right? Go as high as possible. The classic 32 players, right? 16 versus 16. That's my go-to. All right. That's it. That's for Highguard. That's the long story. There are a few games as well that we want to talk a lot. One of it is Marathon. Now, Marathon. Oh, before I do anything, let's do a quick little check. Yeah, let's see the player count. We want to see the player count for Marathon, and we want to see the player count for Highguard. It is gonna be interesting, right? All right, SteamDB. Now, a lot of people say SteamDB is not the best way to check on game activity, but to me, that's a no-brainer. No, I would say not a no-brainer. That's the best possible metric that is reliable. Yeah, really, because sure, lots of people like to play. No, most people play on PC. Come on, let's be honest. Okay, most people would rather play on PC. I say would. Okay, would. Most people can afford PC in general. Okay, I'm not saying high end, I'm just saying PC. And that's the reason why some games you don't want to put too high of a requirement. Okay, so all right, so I got a page for you. We're gonna take a look at Marathon, because Marathon also follows the same, I won't say problem, but it's painful. Okay, let's grab another one. We don't need to look at Arc Raiders because it's already up there already, okay? Let's be honest. Even okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, let me grab this two stuff and put it on screen. Whew, okay, then after that, we're going to go a little bit of game dev. Now, today's game dev is going to be a little bit simpler because I really spent some time. This is the reason why I want to document it, and it's something that I want to showcase as well. And all right, that's that. So let's start off with the Highguard player count. 997,000. We only get 460 peak. In fact, for the past 1 week, we are not hitting above 1,000 in general, usually around the 500 player mark, which is painful. 1 month, what about 1 month? Okay, 1 month at least we got some decent player-ish, but then again, it's like the early days, so cannot. Yeah, it's painful. Okay, so these are the people who enjoy playing the game. Like, give these players the ability to host. That's simple as that, right? Not every game needs to be live service, right? I'm gonna say this straight. As much as we are seeing a lot of live service games last year, I want to see an even split. In fact, I would want to see less live service, more single player solo friendly type of game. Okay. So marathon, we got 100. Okay, it's decent. 154. This is so we start off 100. Yeah, everyone started playing and then falls down straight. Okay, this all right. This number is it's in my opinion it's okay because if you look at Arc Raiders, as much as I don't want to use Arc Raiders, it's the same exact flow. So let's go to max. Yeah, it goes up. Flow. Right, Arc Raiders is still doing good with 100k plus players, so that's great. So that's that. So yeah, that's really it. So that's really it. Okay. So enough talking about high guard and stuff. It's time to present my game. Now, obviously, after talking a lot of all this stuff, I would have to admit, okay, not many people play my game. Not saying not many people play my game. Not many people play my game. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm okay because I'm trying to build a game solo as best as I can, and I want to see what works, and I want to see whether if my idea is worth executing for long term. Simple as that, right? These are very straightforward stuff. And one of the things I want to do down the road actually is maybe if I can do a little bit of MMO, but I did say myself I need to do at least single player, right? Maybe we can find a nice middle ground. A multiplayer game that you can play single player. Yeah, we'll talk more about this down the road, okay? Because one of the project I want to execute is a MMORPG. But it's gonna be towards the early days of RuneScape style. Yes, sirree. But I don't want to copy RuneScape. RuneScape is nice, it's fun, but that's about it. Okay, so what I want to showcase is, sorry, so we already have put this guy out. What else we have to put out? We have our card system. Now, one that I want to show, guess what? Finally, I need to open up his code. Finally, I could now access, okay, not really the word access, but now you can, all right, for those who have been following my collection, you now can check your stuff on the game. That's right. Finally, you can access your collection in the game, or you can how to explain this. Okay, this is a bit harder to explain, but it's along the line of, give me a sec. Basically, you can access the stuff that I gave up. Okay, you know what? As much as I don't want to use this, basically I've managed to bridge the no, wait, hold on a sec. Let me do one thing first. Whew. All right. Uh, where was I? Okay. Problem is I need to turn on my script. uh, and this is actually a very interesting thing because I did not know where to search. And basically, right now, I managed to put in the Wax chain, the Wax blockchain API data. No, I can fetch your wallet's data. That's right. I can fetch your wallet data without very complex no, I can request. See, this part is a bit interesting because I want to document it, and it really took me. Wow, I did say I want to implement this like a few years back. Okay, no, you know what? To be precise, I want to implement this like 2 years back. Technically 1.5 because last year I wanted to implement. I don't know how to do it, but before that, actually, I want to do it before. I want to do a part where, hey, how can I extract the collection that I gave you and uh okay, yeah, this is the part I'm lost for words. Hold on a sec. Let me do a quick little thing. Okay, put this in, and then I need to do. I'm gonna use. No, I don't think I should put it here. I'm gonna put it in a new. I'm gonna put in a new scene. Okay. No. Do I want to put in a new scene? Yeah, let's do a new scene. Don't save. Don't need to save. Okay. Let me do a quick little build. Okay, and then I'm gonna create some words, text. Yeah, there we go, text, and yeah. So previously I wanted, okay, basically I always wanted to implement a feature where you can search where my game can search your wallet's data. And of course, the way that a lot of people do it on the Web3 side, right? So if you have been to Wax and stuff, now again, this is not an NFT game. I purposely will say this is not an NFT game because I am actually moving away from it. But at the same time, I want to learn and I want to have this capability where you guys can access. And at the end of the not at the end, down the road, I can safely say this. All right, I want to have a. Basically, I'm challenging myself. Is how can I make my game not to be a Web3 focused game, but it has digital collectible utility. All right, a lot of people saying about gamify and stuff. You know what? I think I managed to crack a little bit for my own understanding per se, and this is a huge thing. Like because I have zero knowledge for this, and all this while there is one key problem. All right, I did tell myself I don't want to use this game, and I don't want, okay, to make a typical Web3 game. No Web3 game per se. And I forgot to change my screen. Great. That's why you're seeing all this weird stuff right now. Oh no, actually you are seeing the correct thing. Ah, I stopped. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is the thing I want to show. So finally I can access. This is currently using my own wallet. So if you can read it, now I can get the schema and stuff over here, all right? And I'm gonna show you the whole thing anyway because this is something that I want to showcase. And hopefully for some other people out there who wants to do something that is non permission based. Now, the reason why I don't want to put permission is this is not a Web3 game. This is not a Wax project game. This is a game so happen that I have my collection on the Wax blockchain and I want you to have some sort of agency to able to use like, okay, a lot of NFT. I'm going in places, so I'm going to explain this as slowly as I can. Now, let's start off with this. If you are not familiar with Web3 projects or NFT games out there, it is good. All right, very good because I don't have a good solution nor a good proposal that I can do right now that will that will make a positive light on all these things. So it goes like that. A typical Web3 game requires you to own X amount of NFT, or if not, at least some NFTs to play the game. The worst kind of predatory, I would say, is that for every item in the game, it is an NFT, which is bad, right? At this moment, after learning a lot of things, very, very bad. Secondly, a lot of NFTs are also has their own currency or token, and that is also built into your wallet. And that is the reason why they want you to load your wallet, right? Log into your account so that the game can give you NFTs slash tokens and whatnot. Now, obviously, the problem is a lot of people are dumping the game, dumping the assets and whatnot. So that's not cool. Okay, so that goes to my next thing. All these games are using your wallet. Basically, your NFT is your safe data, and that is completely different from a typical game. All right, and the sad part is, yeah, it's not a good way. All right, it's not really a good way to do this. So with that, I've decided one key feature. So no tokens, right? The game should exist on itself, and because I am also giving out my collection, right? I am trying out to do the NFT stuff, and then I was thinking, all right, how can you gain agency, utility, and whatnot, right? The keyword, a lot of all this Web3 jargon is gamify utility. In my opinion, those are cool names, but unfortunately, too many people abuse it, so no. All right, no. So what I want to do next is basically create a single player game or a game by itself that it exists by itself, right? It has nothing to do with anything. The next part is how can I? So the question was, how can I fetch your wallet's data? And for the longest period of time, 2 years as of now counting, I'm gonna just say 2 years, blanket cover. I do not know what to search. And for some reason, okay, part of it because I was actually downloading some Unity as Unity to Wax SDK and whatnot. I tried to read a little bit, and I think I found a few small little like some of the codes, and that's the reason why I want to bring up the code. And the code has API. And for those who do not know about API, I forgot what's the full name already. Let me go search up the full name of API. And what is API? It's access something. Application programming interface. Okay, it's a set of rules and protocols that enables different software applications to communicate and exchange data with each other. So basically, I needed that part, right? And I, for not say the longest period of time, but the longest period of time, I never take a look at API at all. Like I have, there is zero direction that I say, hey, you know what? Actually, all this thing is API. Ugh, doi oi. And guess what? So I decided to actually do a little bit of reverse engineer for some of the SDK out there. And this is what I stumble on, right? This is the system that I stumble on, and I am super stoked because I don't need to log in anymore. All right, I really don't need to log in. I just need to improve a little bit, and it's non-invasive. Yes, that's right. Which means my game will never ask for permission for you to transfer item at all. And that is a very important thing for me. Yep. This whole entire thing will not work. In fact, I did promise myself like I should not let this play. Yeah, so right now unfortunately I don't have my what you call this, my overlay and stuff, so you're gonna see lots of working windows, which is something that I don't want to show because it's just not nice. But I decided, okay, fine, yeah, okay, let me load my script because I want to showcase the script as well, and that would be it. Yeah, that would be it. Okay, let me grab this guy. Okay. Yep, because on one end, I think since I'm going more towards game dev stuff, I think it's a natural progression to just show some of my codes out, and of course, some of you more programmer savvy can point out my inefficient codes. Yeah, and of course, mistakes that I've made, which is totally cool, right? I'm still learning, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm still streaming. Yep, making games are actually fun. Okay, I will admit, right? I like it. So I want to present as much information and stuff that I show off, not show off, that I can dig up, and if I can show to you guys, hey, that's a win, in my opinion. All right, so let's take a quick little thing. No, this is the wrong one. That is something that I'm trying to build on the side to make the next iteration of the game. That's right, we're gonna do a little bit on iteming and stuff. Yep, yep. Okay, where's my script? I thought I had you open up. Seems like it. No. Wow, no. This is terrible. Let's see. Yeah, it's supposed to be here. Hello. Where did I put this thing again? Yep, here. There we go. There we go. That's the correct one. Alright, simple. And I call it the Wax API thingy. Haha, very simple, very straightforward. So basically, we don't care about this. We care about. Alright, so ignore this for now. This is basically to sort out the data. The key thing is here. Alright, get requests. So basically, I was trying to dissect some of the games out. Not say game. I was dissecting one of the SDK, and the SDK is basically showing this. Right. So basically, get requests, and then what do I need to do? Unity web requests. So in order to use API, very straightforward. I need to use the Unity web requests. So the thing is, the next part is how do I know what to search? So that's the fun bit, right? So the whole entire thing on what to search was also something that I, not to say stumbled, right? So to search, I had this website that what do you call this? Wax API Atomic Assets IO docs. So basically, I already have, no, yeah. So basically, I already have read some of their documentation from time to time. I could not, right? And the fun bit is, I already see it's like Wax API right here. And it never occurred to me that it's actually just API. The simplest solution was API. It wasn't some fancy dancy stuff. Yes, I would say the extra scripting from the SDK is mainly used for wallet login and whatnot. And one of the main reasons why I did not want to install SDK in general is that I want to know what is the program accessing. That's simple as that. Because if I know the program starts to ask permission from you, I really don't want to have that. And not that responsibility. I want to know what's happening, okay? And in this case, this is very straightforward, right? This is a standard Unity API request. So it's just a request. It's not even asking for permission. So once I manage to get all of this up and running, the rest is history, right? The only question is how and what do I need to search? Yeah, that part I need to upgrade a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, I think I had one right here. So obviously this is just searching my own wallet. Okay, simple as that. Next up is I want to add, all right, wallet and of course the collection itself. So there we go. And that's about it, right? that's really it. So I got everything up and running. Everything is good, right? So got all of this ready, and the rest is history. Now I know I can search stuff easily, and I'm gonna start implementing certain things next, starting this, not say this week, next stream, right? Next stream we're gonna see what we want to bring in, and then now I have more stuff to play around. And with that, I think that's the most important thing, because that is one of the key goal for me to get certain, not to get certain things up and running, but that is one of the key goals for my game dev this year. Simple as that. All right. So I am very excited for learning this thing. And guess what? It's only a handful of lines. It's not like the SDK is huge. Okay, the SDK has like lots and lots of lines, and I lazy want to do that. Go through all of them. I would rather rebuild from scratch myself. At least I know what I'm looking at, what I'm putting in. The key thing is that's the one. What am I putting into my game? And so happened the line, okay, so total line of codes, including the tests and whatnot, 117. And that is also because spaces here and there, so it's technically less than 100 lines in general. So I'm very excited for this little extra thing, right? The Wax API thingy. So with that, we're gonna continue and develop the game, and I'm gonna test this live. I'm gonna push this into the single player version soon, and hopefully when you log in, you put in your Wax wallet if you do have, and if you have my digital collection. I'm not gonna use the word NFTs, but yes, if you have my digital collections in your wallet, in your collection, I'm gonna say your collection. If you have my stuff that you call that is in your collection, you're gonna get a treat. And with that, that's all I have for you for today. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit. Oh no, I wish you good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night wherever you are. Have a nice day, my friends. Stay safe. Until then, I'll see you guys same time, same place, 9 p.m. PT time every Tuesday and Thursday. That's right, break time is over for me. I did a lot of pondering, and I'm gonna explain a little bit more, like a few more streams down the road, like a lot of things, okay? And with that, I will still ensure that I will still say this, okay? I am still committed to do the live stream for the game dev portion, and I think this is just nice, okay? Not too much. Maybe twice a week is a little bit stretching, but I think it's okay-ish in a way. It makes me learn game dev a little bit more, and of course, it lets me experiment what type of game that I can make that is a little bit more. No, that part we'll talk about it. All right. And for those who are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. And I need to fix this multi-stream thingy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now I don't even have my ending overlay. Yeah, see ya, my friends.